Thanks again, and congratulations to all of the winners. And you all can please step down. We have one final chapter tonight in our night of stories, so I want to beg your indulgence for a few more minutes as we close the book on the marvelous career of our executive director, Julie Kantor, who is retiring from NFTE this summer. For 20 years, Julie, you have been the face and the voice, and in recent years, the text and the tweets of NFTE in Washington. You have lobbied school leaders, befriended teachers, motivated kids, courted donors, and managed board members, all with tireless energy and enthusiasm. Indeed, your accomplishments as NFTE's local leader rival those of many startup executives who have built and scaled companies in our region over the past 2 decades. You are our own locally grown winner. This isn't going to get any easier for you, you know. The numbers and stories we've heard all night speak for themselves. During your tenure, thousands of kids in our area have learned about cost of goods sold, the economics of one unit, and how to incorporate philanthropy into their business plans. More importantly, these young people, many of whom we've heard from tonight, discovered that they could change their own destiny. And beyond their stories, there are countless others whose lives you help steer in a better direction. Rest assured, everyone, the name Julie Kantor will forever be linked not only to NFTE's past, but to our future in Washington. I am thrilled to announce tonight the NFTE Scholarship Fund will now be known as the Julie Kantor NFTE Scholarship Fund. And I'm going to ask Julie to help me with the technology, so I want to make a pledge to this fund to be the first to put another kid through NFTE in your honor. And we're not done. I'd like to draw your attention quickly to the screens while we hear from NFTE's CEO, Amy Rosen.
A special shout out tonight for Julie Kantor, who after this year is moving on professionally. But as the chief evangelist for all of NFTE, we know that she will really never move on because her heart and soul has been with this organization since the early days. Julie joined NFTE right out of college, and for all those who knew her back then, knew that she was a natural entrepreneur and a natural teacher. Julie has literally mentored thousands of NFTE students, trained hundreds of NFTE teachers, and long after her day-to-day responsibilities took her out of the classroom, Julie always made sure to look and get the work that we were doing day in and day out better. Julie, you will truly be missed. Thank you for everything that you have done. My friend, my colleague, I wish you only the best. Please, let's all raise a glass tonight for Julie and say thank you.
And now NFTE's founder, Steve Mariotti, wanted to say a few words as well.
I met you May 6th, 1991 in Des Moines, Iowa. I was giving a talk there with 10 NFTE kids at the Inc. convention. This beautiful young woman came up and took our picture. I actually remember it was 1:30, it was right after lunch. Do you remember? We love you, Julie. And she said, I'll never forget, this is 21 years ago, she said, you know, I'm going to come work with you and we'll build this into an international movement. And then she goes, takes the picture again. And by God, you did. And I can't thank you enough. That's it. Thank you. I love you, Julie. We'll miss you. Thank you.
I'll just read. One final thing we have to present to Julie tonight. It's a letter I'd like to read. Dear Julie, I'm pleased to join your family, friends, and colleagues in congratulating you on a 20-year career in education. Our nature's future depends on the quality of the education we provide to our children. Every American educator shoulders the great responsibility of preparing young minds for the world they will inherit. As you leave this noble profession, I hope you will look back on your achievements and contributions with joy and pride. Congratulations again on your retirement. Michelle and I send our best wishes for health and happiness in the years ahead. Sincerely, Barack Obama.
Hi, my name is Julie Kantor, and my story is a story about following my heart. It's a pretty nifty story. Chapter 1. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., the daughter of a Hungarian refugee who escaped to America in 1956 for a better life. Dad bagged groceries at Giant Foods at Friendship Heights to make ends meet until landing a full scholarship to Harvard, where he was mentored personally by Henry Kissinger. He taught me something about the American dream. He never saw his mother again. He will never forget being 6 years old and in hiding while his parents, my grandparents, were captured and put into labor camps. He wanted to live in a country where if you worked hard, you could go to school, own a business, start a business, own a home, and mainly be free. My first real job out of college was Inc. magazine. I heard all this buzz about the Inc. 500 conference, and my whole department was not allowed to go to that conference. We were Inc. Business Resources, but somehow I talked my way into being there. Little did I know that that conference was going to completely and utterly transform my life. Steve Mariotti was there with 8 students from Newark, New Jersey, New York City, LA, and each one of them had a business card that read CEO, sole proprietor, entrepreneur. One student, Terrell Johnson, told me that I dressed like a librarian and that I needed to accessorize. I think I'm doing pretty well tonight, right? Thanks, Mima. So he sold me 2 scarves for $16, and then he showed me his business plan. He bought his scarves a dozen for $36 and was helping his mother buy groceries. He didn't give me that good a deal, but I realized his business plan was his exit strategy from poverty. Steve keynoted the next day and shared his story, which you heard tonight. He didn't get 1 standing ovation, he got 3. His vision that every child living in poverty should learn the fundamental life skill of entrepreneurship was bold, was innovative, was needed, and it tied to my dad. He was bringing the American dream to America's youth. I was sold, and I decided then and there I was going to help NFTE and volunteer. And, well, it wasn't that close to my house. 72 miles from my house was the closest NFTE office, and I got to hang out with this wonderful man, Mike Caslin. He's been my mentor for 20 years. Mike and I worked together to expand NFTE into Roxbury, New Bedford, and young people like Michelle Arujo, who called us and said, my dream is not to die in poverty, but to have poverty die in me. Stay with us every day. Right, Mike? Mike got pulled to become our national CEO, so I was made executive director of NFTE New England, the youngest one at the age of 22. The kids I met transformed my lives with their dreams and their spirit. I got to come home, and I landed the plum position of running NFTE Greater Washington, or Washington, D.C., had a two-year, $1 million donor, and about 800 kids here. Well, I took the job, I got the nice office, but the donor was on his way out the door after seating us. A phenomenal angel investor. But the other offices that this donor pulled away from were closing up shop, but I wasn't ready to close up shop. So we started from scratch. We started raising money. We've now served 25,000 young people from DC, Maryland, and Virginia, and ignited so many dreams. It's the nifty team, Kate, Varese, Amina. It's the board, John, Monish. It's Patty Alper. It's Tian Wong and Edie Frazier. It's so many of you in this room that have been with me on this journey here in Washington since 1995. The next chapter of my nifty book, as my 20th anniversary approaches, of course I started when I was 12, I will be stepping down to look for another high-impact challenge that will be as rewarding as Nifty has been, but that's going to be tough. It'll likely be in the startup space or the private sector. For the next generation of entrepreneurs and job creators, I challenge you, everyone in this room, to ensure every child living in the district region learn the fundamental life skill of entrepreneurship. I will be very close by as a donor and a friend, and I'll probably still be calling you for money for Nifty, to keep this great legacy going that more children dare to dream. Thank you.
Congratulations once again, Julie. What an evening this has been. It has been so inspirational. I would once again like to thank Julie and Sid and John for inviting me to be part of such a special evening. Congratulations once again to the students, the educators, and the locally grown honorees tonight. You should be so incredibly proud of all that you've accomplished, and I know I speak for many of us in this room when I say that we can't wait to see what the future holds. I've just been told that the tax pledges have been upwards of $50,000, but keep them coming. We want more. Did you hear Julie said she wants more? So please keep them coming, and thank you so much for your support tonight, for sharing your passion for entrepreneurship, and for the nifty students and the teachers, the educators, and the supporters tonight. Our formal program is over, but as we mentioned, there is more to this evening. Please go out there, enjoy dessert, more shopping from our fabulous student showcase, mingle, network, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Have a great night. Thank you.